Hello everyone, it's Nahan here, and today we are back in Hydroneer, but this time as an archaeologist, instead of a demolition expert with way too many nukes like last time. You may be wondering why all of a sudden I have had a change of heart. Well, I have way too many resources that I really don't know what to do with, resulting in me becoming a multi-millionaire. So, after the last video ended, I decided to go back to where it all started, picked up a pickaxe, and wanted to just go back to digging a hole. It's a simple life, but it's a fun one at that. All until I discovered that there was treasure to be found. So naturally from there, the question is, how many relics are there since there are a total of 6 dig sites? After a quick Google search, there are only 6 of them, and we only need to buy 4 of the dig sites, with Snow Ruin and Ice Helm not containing any artifacts. Unfortunately, we already have those bought, with a massive gem processing, ore melting, and mining operation at one of them, with tier 3 miners at the bottom of the world, while the other is located inside of a molten forge area where I dug into the walls of the mining area with a tier 1 and 2 miners set up, just competing with the other one by sheer quantity. And I left this unattended for too long. Oh geez. So that lever shouldn't be there, and instead this metronome should be there constantly compressing the ore. But I guess I may as well try and clean up all those. Just gotta be careful. Put the emeralds in the basket. That looks sufficiently cleaned up to me, so let's slap this metronome back on and we can leave it be. As for the other 3 mines that do have the artifacts, I can use my ample amount of coins and easily buy the plots. Not for mining, of course, but just for digging. And it looks like there's going to be a lot of that here. I'm hoping the other plots aren't nearly as big. The next target is Mildew's Aquifer, and is it bigger? Unfortunately, it looks about the same size, maybe a little bit smaller, along with a crater in there, also from last time. Leaving our last target to be South Hope with a cost of 6,600, not crazy expensive. As for adding hope, this hill looks kind of ridiculous. Oh, all of this is hilly. What is this? Why? Who put these hills here? And it appears to be even bigger than the other ones. So South Hope is doing the opposite of adding hope. We'll leave this one for last. Before we go full in on archaeology, there is one final thing I want to do to improve our mining setup. Because currently we have 3 mining plots that are all running at the same time. Not very friendly for lag, and my computer is screaming at me. So, in hopes of making it not angry at me, I'm going to take all the miners from our starter plot and the icy plot outside and move them into the forge. Because what I figure is if I just consolidate the miners, that means the miners will still be running, but there won't be the additional processing for the different plot conveyors. The only issue with that plan is there's a bunch of dirt in the way, which with 20 or so nukes I think we can solve. Not too expensive, so let's see if that actually works. We're starting with an area that looks a little something like this. That's about that tall, mined out to this height over here, so height wise I don't need to be that tall. Since our mining setup just needs to be this height to get the miners through, put a little dirt under it, I just need to expand it lengthwise that way and depthwise into the wall. Because if I use my pickaxe, I believe I can glitch into the wall, where we can see that we're almost at the wall of it on this side, and the back wall is not too far away. The reason why I want to go back is I have tier 3 miners, which I want to be in tier 3 dirt, which is further back in the room, while the cheaper tier 1 and tier 2 are up near the front. So let's see what damage we can do. With my plan being to put the nuke as deep into the wall as I can, finding a little lever, and then just sending it. Oh, and a little bit too close, but not that close that I destroy the equipment. That's the main thing that we don't want to happen. And I think we rode that line pretty good. This one's going to be a little bit close, but I spaced it about 4 tiles off, which from my research seems like that's kind of the safe distance. I don't like how close the fire is, but I think we look good. Yeah, even the shovel survived. I think we got this down to science now, and it looks like that is tier 3 dirt. So let's make this area look a little bit more like this. Honestly, I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. There wasn't much more depth to the room, and we hit tier 3 dirt in no time. But I do have one more nuke. Just need to get our lever and set it off. This one will be extremely close to destroying our equipment because I think I spaced it based on this guy here. So pipes could get broken, miners shouldn't. It's going to barely creep over to our smelting area, but I'm willing to give it a shot. And looks like we have a slight little slice, so I think we can actually do another one. Even though that is getting a little bit close. The only downside with using nukes is there are these little tufts of tier 3 dirt that I can't currently mine with our tier 2 pickaxe. Because tier 1 and tier 2 dirt makes sizable chunks out of it. Tier 3, we're just making sparks. Luckily, I do have some mining tokens from fulfilling villager quests, and I can upgrade to a tier 3 pickaxe. Only costs 1,000, so we're down to 5,800. I'm looking forward to using this. While we're here, what else can we buy? Looks like coarse stone pipes. That's a bit expensive. I guess I may as well also just splurge and get the shovel along with a rake, and why not a prospector helmet? I'm not sure what it does, but we'll see. It's only 3,000, so it doesn't hurt too much. As for remainder tokens, I do have my eyes set up on the Hydroneer, a utility vehicle used for tunneling holes. Looks pretty sick, and if we're looking for artifacts, might be very useful. There's also a Hydro Prospector, which again, I just bought a helmet that does the prospecting for me, so I guess we'll find out how that works. As for the tier 3 pickaxe, let's give this a shot. Oh yeah, we're definitely digging through this. I don't think it has a bigger effect radius. I think you just swing it a heck of a lot faster than the tier 2. As for a sanity check, let's just do a little cross comparison. So we can't dig back there, but we can dig up here. They're very comparable. Tier 3 seems a little bit faster. I'd like to believe it because it was quite expensive. At least enough to give me hope to fine-tune this area, which was definitely done with the pickaxe and not 40 nukes that I bought off screen. But now we have way more space to work with. It feels a lot more open, and like we haven't really even utilized any of the space, but there is a firebrook thing going on here. I'm not quite sure what this is. If I get the prospector helmet and put it on, you can see how there's gears at the front here, and whenever I get close, they go kind of berserk and crazy. So that's apparently a ore patch. Now, what do I do with it exactly is the real question. Because it's kind of hard to tell, but those either are gold nuggets or cloudium. I hope they're cloudium, but realistically that looks more like gold. Because if we snag one off of the line, this is gold, so it's kind of a more yellow and not a deep yellow like the cloudium, so we can hold out hope. But now with all this open space, I can expand our tier 1 miners, tier 2 miners, and tier 3 by snagging all the tier 1 miners from our starter plot and shoving them all in the back of our truck, leaving a little water leak here. So we will remove the water pump, and it is officially turned off. No more lag being generated here. Making sure to grab every last bit of ore that has been mined from this area. Definitely not forgetting our precious gems, which comes to a grand total of 373,000 coins. So not that much, but definitely something we can work with. Do a similar consolidation at our ice branch, where here we have tier 3 miners, so way more valuable. So ones that we definitely want to take with us, along with any stray pipes or conveyors that may be of use. Since I have left quite a mess here, so I think it's about time to clean it up. That looks a lot better indeed, and as the final touch, need to make sure we bring all the gems back with us, totaling a cool 5.5 million, so quite a bit better than our starting one. all of which can be taken and loaded onto the truck to be sent to the forge mine, with the water pump here as well being disconnected so the conveyors aren't running, causing needless lag. One final check, making sure all the cauldrons are emptied and all the gem compactors are also clear. Speaking of lag, that is a bunch of entities on the back of this truck. I honestly wonder how horrendous the lag is going to be. One way to find out. Oh geez, that was a few frame drops. Oh geez, this is becoming a slideshow. I guess when you try to consolidate 3 of your mines all into one, it gets a bit laggy due to all the entities. Luckily, as soon as I hop out of there, the lag is completely gone, which is beautiful. We'll check all these onto the belt to send it down to the forge, causing a huge pileup at the bottom, but giving us the resources required to make this place an industrial powerhouse. So give me one moment. 5 hours of building later, and it is all constructed. An entire row of tier 3 miners. I have no idea how many. An entire row of tier 2 and another one of tier 1. I'm not filling that in, they're kind of trash. If we make our way over to the processing side, we can see that they are flowing quite a bit faster and almost continuously, with the belts being a continuous bead of resources. And looking back further, that is indeed a lot of dirt being pumped out from all the different channels, and honestly looks quite insane, and I'm glad I did this. It's nice having all the miners consolidated in one mining plot instead of being spread amongst many and having to drive around, get the resources, and consolidate them, which is what we will do for the last time here, redistributing all the resources that we gathered from earlier, adding them to where they are needed, so that we can get a grand total of all the resources that we have, because I imagine this is going to be quite insane. Just doing how we usually do, with removing the metronome, adding the lever, opening up our gem compartments. Oh geez, and they're already coming in too fast. They may overflow in the time I'm trying to gather these, so I should probably try and do this quickly. Or I could also just turn off the processors. But where's the fun in that? I got the final ruby, so there's all the gems. To prevent overflow, let's just add the metronome back in there, and cool. Overflow avoided. Glow bars are not worth anything. Iron, gold, cloudium, and core stone are though. So we'll start with our most expensive one on the bottom. Cloudium next. Gold, which I actually think is our biggest profit out because it's valuable and adds a lot of quantity from the mine, which apparently doesn't want to land on there. There we go. And our iron, which is another big quantity item, but kind of low value compared to the gold. And again, doesn't want to stay on there. Got the iron on there finally. We're already at 18 million without any processing. You start with a firm sapphire base, then add the emerald since it's also fairly flat. Onyx can go on there next. Oh, of course you're gonna mess it up. Maybe crouch place? That worked. And the tricky ruby that doesn't really have any sides. Oh, you were barely above that. I know you can stay on there. It's tipping. Doesn't want to stay on there. What if I do a little to the right? I think this is the one. Nope. How about if I chuck it at the bottom? Oh, nope. Too close to the edge. How about at the back? Wait, what if I... Other side of the bar. We'll try on top once again. Oh! Ah. Oh! It did it! I was not expecting that to work. That is sick. And we have almost 20 million. Definitely a sizable profit and only growing. So let's leave this behind for the time being and start our archaeology arc. The main reason why I wanted to have that set up before we did the archaeology is it can be processing in the background and just churning out tons of resources. To kick off our search for relics, let's lay down our plan. We know that there are 6 artifacts and are located on 4 mining plots, with 2 located at Ember's Cradle, 1 at Mildew's Aquifer, 1 at Direct Quarry, and 2 at South Hope. So we know the location of all of them. The next question is, what is the best way to mine them? To which I say there are 3 ways that we'll test on Ember's Cradle, Mildew's Aquifer, and Direct Quarry, since from scouting them, South Hope is horrendously huge and is going to be the most difficult. So let's find out what the most effective way is. Starting off with what I plan to be the worst method, being the pickaxe. It's not all that fast at digging, and that's an issue, because we got this kind of area of effect, and these dig sites are quite big. Hence why we're testing my least favorite on our small starter plot at Ember's Cradle. I found the spyglass about in this nook by our staircase, so in theory they would be kind of spread out so that you don't stumble on both them at the same time. Luckily I do have the tier 3 pickaxe, so mining should go faster than if I stumbled upon them at the beginning of the game. Oh, and surprisingly our lantern is still going strong from the beginning game. I'm impressed by that because I neglected to turn that off. Oh, and I just thought of something. You know how I was clipping in the wall at the other place? What if I try to do that here? Can I see anything buried? Because right now I'm inside the wall, so we can tell the dig site is not that big. I already mined out most of it, and unfortunately I don't think we can see it. Well, it was worth a shot. I've changed up my strategy a little bit. Instead of just kind of digging all around and sporadically, I'm trying to just hold it in one spot and just kind of have it bore deep into the distance. So it's less movement on my end. I'm also trying to get into the mind of the developers as I'm digging this, because in theory, when do they want the player to discover this? A little bit later on, whenever you're dug to the bottom of the world trying to set up miners to get better resources, or earlier on close to the surface, and you stumble upon an early game, you're like, oh, cool, neat, there's stuff in here other than gold. Apparently not in this area though. There's only a slight nubbin on the other side. I mean, how much more is there? It's actually a little bit too steep for me to get out. Cool. Well, let's try digging straight up. Maybe we'll get lucky here. Nothing. Oh, I guess I do have foundation on most of the upper area. Ah, there's a little bit of sunlight creaking through. I see my rake up at the surface. That's not really an old artifact though. There's a magnetic stick, so I'm just finding my stuff up there. I feel like we're close. We gotta be close. I mean, hey! Just speak it and it will become your reality. Because I was about to say, I think we should probably go to the other side, because I believe this farm plot does have another side to it that we can dig on. Yeah, we could have been digging over here, so I was thinking we were going to have to go over there. So that took about 12 minutes. And considering this mine plot is about 1/100th of the size of the other ones, I don't think the pickaxe will be our solution. But we have found both of the artifacts at our starter site, so on to our second method, which is inside a town at the docks, being the miner I looked at earlier. 3,500 tokens, which are gotten by villager quests, and I'm a little bit short. Luckily, I have been working on that, because if you look at the map, all the brownish orange exclamation marks that don't have the white highlight are mining quests that I already accepted. So to show you what the kind of process is of these quests, I'm going to hunt down the 2 that remain, which is definitely going to be that guy up there. What are you wanting, good sir? You just want a big jewel. Okay, well that's easy enough. 80 isn't really even that big for a sapphire. So I accepted it. He's going to give me 405 tokens, which is not that much compared to the other quest I found. Regardless of how valuable it is, we can take it and send it down on the conveyor where we have all our ores processing, since all the brown ones are based around mining and whatever you get resource-wise there. And hopefully with our setup being quite insane, if I can find the letter again, there we go, we should have no issue fulfilling all of these mining quests that I have taken out. in ascending order of value. So down here we have the one we just got, very cheap, kind of frugal, while the one up here, 3,000 prospect guild tokens. It does take a massive sapphire and a bit of cloudium, but nothing we can't handle. Funny enough, it has a bigger sapphire than the other guy's order in general, so yeah, they get quite insane. What? Why is that overflowing? Not again. Are the other ones doing it? No. Okay, well, emeralds are just fighting back for some reason. I swear this becomes less of a mining game and more of a janitorial game with all these fixes, but it is at least satisfying. At least having too many emeralds is their issue, because having not enough would be unfortunate. The only possible downside of having too many emeralds is that they don't count as... Oh, brought the onyx accidentally with that. Okay, luckily it knows that it doesn't belong in there. Get back here. Let me grab you. Hey, stop that. Okay, what? I can't grab it. Oh, there we go. And back in there you go. Anyway, the mess is now cleaned up and we can get back to fulfilling those quests, which is another reason why I left these jewels and stuff out, since I don't really want to be fighting with trying to get out hunks of metal while they're just streaming in. Let's start with the Cloudium Sapphire necklace. He wants 93.5 pounds of sapphire. That's a quite heavy necklace, but insignificant since we are all the way at 18,000, so I think we can spare that. Just using our chisel to knock it down and wait until it reaches our desired size, or at least close enough. 123 isn't too far off, and I really don't want to fight with trying to compact them in here whenever the jewels are just streaming in. With the excess sapphires, we can bring them on back to where they belong and combine them with the rest. Taking our finished product and adding it to our anvil, queuing up a necklace, putting it on the gem slot, then getting cloudium of the approximate right size. I'm going to shoot for about 33 on both, even though it isn't necessary for the other one to be oversized. But if I overshoot, then I really can't lose. With our combined one being 71, split in half, and each of the halves are 35. So more than enough, and all we have left to do is to put them on the furnace to bring up to temperature so that we can forge them with our hammer. And as they bring up the heat, I want to make sure, yes, 2 clouding bars, sapphire should be good to go, because if I were to make it wrong, then they just wouldn't accept it and I'd be left with a not too expensive necklace. Because how much is this? Yeah, it's only 20,000, so that's kind of chump change. But they do have quite nice taste. It looks pretty good. And there is one down of 8. So let me finish these real quick. A short time later, and we have 8 treasures that the villagers are willing to buy. Personally, my favorite is probably the onyx necklace with the core stone band on it. That is pretty sick, along with the core stone handled iron sword. All the other ones, they're just kind of meh. Sapphire seems a bit overrated, but if they're willing to buy it, I will sell it. On to our first stop, which I think is actually going to be our sapphire guy. What'd you want? An onyx ring. I think I have that back here somewhere. Yeah, that looks about right. Here you go, good sir. Sweet. 1,200 tokens, which brings us to enough to buy the miner. So all the other ones weren't needed. Do you mind, sir? Okay. That was interesting. Hopefully our next sale is a little less awkward. Oh, and I sent him flying. I guess at least it was in the direction he was wanting to go, so I kind of helped him. As for the other jobs, here's your sapphire, your necklace, your crazy valuable necklace. I hope you give me my payment. Cool. 3,000. You get a sword. You get a necklace. You get a sword. And you, good sir, get a final necklace. I like your taste. You had the core stone one, and I get my tokens. Why are you in the water? Is anybody else concerned about him? I'm quite concerned. Don't mind me, I'm just mooching about. What the heck does that even mean? Yeah, I'm gonna leave before something happens. I don't know what this mooching is, but I want nothing to do with it. But with that final visit, we got 15,000 tokens. more than enough to buy our miner, requiring only a fourth of the tokens we collected. So I'll have even more to buy the prospector. 2 new toys to play with. And I'm really hoping that that miner is a beast. The only problem I might have with these equipment is how slow is the drive. The tier 2 hydro car was definitely a beast, and yeah, this is quite slow. Surprisingly, that actually wasn't too bad. And while I'm in here, I may as well also give it a shot. And top right is telling me to deploy prospector with F. Luckily, this is a fairly flat plot to begin with. So it goes down. And what am I looking for? Do I just like keep probing or something, hoping? Oh, the satellite thing moved. I gotta go to where the little satellite thing is pointing. And whenever I see it turn around, I know this is where I should be as it goes haywire. Oh, and what ore is coming out of the top? So it's telling me that there's an iron-rich ore vein there. So if I were to put miners, that means that they'd be mining a higher percentage of iron compared to the other ones. The only reason why I would find it valuable is if it had like a extra concentration of core stone, but it looks like this is another iron patch. So that's actually pretty cool. I'm not going to use it, but it's pretty cool. Back to walk into town for me, though, it is. I don't really mind driving the equipment there. It's just I have to do a walk of shame to town because I have to leave behind my vehicle. It's all worth it, though, because look at this beast. I am ready to rumble. Oh, and that's a decent... Oh, that is a really good speed. Turn radius is non-existent. Lights out front. Okay, that tilts it up. That tilts it down. And then Y is straight. Oh, sweet. Okay, so yeah, that's actually really good. But as for what I saw, going forward is slow. Going back seemed fast. Oh yeah, look at that speed. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, turn radius does not exist. Well, actually, it seems like forward and backwards are about the same, and they can turn a lot better going forwards. Forwards it is. The only slight issue that I see with this is if I dig too deep too fast or too much off of a certain layer, I won't be able to get this thing out, which I guess it honestly just depends how much of a beast it is. Since we're at the dig site, we can start the timer and see how long it takes. We have it turned on. We're going down. Oh, that is actually quite steep. Is that too steep though? I'm just going to the bottom of the world. That's my only goal. Wait, are we already there? I'm already there. So actually, you know what? I'm just going to mine out this entire thing. I'm going to dig down a little bit. Oh, a little bit. Oh, am I nosediving? Kind of. How do I tilt up? No. Tilt up. Level out. So if that digs me down, no. Okay, that digs me up. Y is straight. Oh, cool. Okay, we gotta figure it out. Oh, no, that's down. Nope. That's... Controls are very important. Wait, is that a wall? Wait. Oh, wait, is that water? I don't know what that is. We're getting out. We're gonna try to re-enter under better terms. And I think we're on to a winner. Yeah, because I don't want to go too deep, but I want to be deep enough where I can see myself and not get lost. Oh yeah, we are on it now. I do need to be careful of the really deep hole that I built. Not get lost in the sauce. I think I'm throwing the line nicely. Yeah. Oh no, and then, oh, that could be a pitfall there. Oh yeah, that is a pitfall. Okay, I kind of messed myself up. That's alright though. We got the strat down now. Have a few pilot tunnels that are messing things up. Oh, I'm going deeper. No, bad. Once you get the angle set, it works nicely. It's whenever it's not set. I need to cut my angle a little bit more in because right now I'm kind of riding the side of the area. I want to get to the middle. It has turned to night in the time I've been mining, so can't really see much. Luckily, there is a light on our device. I do see a slight issue forming where there's a trend of sloping downward. Yeah, you can clearly see here where we started flat and now we're just kind of making a cone around the middle of the map. So that's not entirely desirable. Barely survived it there. But I think what I'm going to try now, since the circle, it worked, but I think if I just make a straight run and then I keep going back and forth down the same run, because I think that's where we messed up trying to go in a circle. And whenever you go backwards, it actually kind of smooths out the terrain that was kind of choppy. Only issue is backing up is not quite the easiest, but we can and will make do. Oh, that is not a straight line. Oh my, that is not a straight line at all. I think mine under forward stroke and then kind of like fine tune and clean up the channel on the backward stroke. Yeah, because you can see how it's kind of like widening it as I go backwards through it. Wait a moment. I think we struck water. Yeah. So that's where the water is on this plot. Oh, and am I stuck in here? Oh, because there's a ridge that I can't break there. Wait, how much of a beast is this? Can it go up this side of the wall there? That will be desirable. I believe in you. It does not want to correct us. Oh, it corrected itself. Is it going up the wall? Yeah. I'd say it is. Okay, that is amazing. No, don't go backwards. I should not have taken my foot off the gas. Luckily, I think that's where we want to be. So what if I just make a beeline to the bottom of the world? Because our first initial dig went to the bottom, but I think that's a little bit of a ledge. So if instead we try to ride the ridge and go through that tier 3 dirt, yeah, it looks like we're hitting it right now, and find the artifact just like that. Or run into another water pool that I'm guessing is the bottom of the world. Oh, along with a gold ore patch there. I may be in danger. I am going almost vertical. Oh no, that is completely vertical. But somehow this is working. I don't know how this is a beast of a miner. I'm gonna pretend this is just as planned. Freedom. Oh, and this is the initial corkscrew pit we did. Okay, so I'm not too surprised I went vertical there. Oh, nope, I went down. No, I should not have pressed down. I did not mean to go down. That was a misinput. Oh, and we fell. Okay, there's a few tunnels going through here. Oh, and there's another water patch. Is this the one that I found already? Ah, yes it is. Oh, what? I'm upside down. Wait, can I still drive? Wait, I can drive upside down? Wait, no way. Am I a spider miner? Yes. Wait. No. This can't be right. Is this right? He's underwater, so this isn't good for his health per se, but so now everything's inverted. So then down is now up. So then we want to go down in order to go up. This is so wrong. Oh, and left is right. I think we've almost uncovered the entire bottom of the map. Still no artifact as far as I know. And yeah, that's pretty darn clear out. Of course, showing nothing but a gold ore patch. No, definitely not. Oh no, we're almost out of water. I did not think about that. So let's unstuck this. It's basically out of water. Luckily, I have a pail and an easy access water supply. Sweet. That wasn't previously accessible. Now, as long as I can maneuver my way to the surface, yeah, intentional. And that's going to take a lot of them. I accidentally did it. I got stuck down here. I'm in the catacombs. No! I'm trapped. Oh, and I'm not even at the bottom of the world. Definitely more than enough water. Only problem is, how do I get back to the surface? Hold up. If I unstuck, does my pail come with me? Yes! Okay. We got a plan. Pail. In there. Me. Down here. Get water. Unstuck. Just as intended. And that looks full if you ask me. I really want to try and get that middle section if I can. Because I feel like it's there if it's going to be anywhere. Not like along the rims and stuff, that'd be kind of dumb. But I just can't correct it to get to the middle. Once you get it set on path, it's kind of hard to correct it. Because back to the bottom of the world we go. Well, at least I got the hang of mining upside down now. But from my mining, it seems like there's actually 3 separate layers of water. There's like a kind of medium-ish layer around the tier 1 near the entrance, and then there's a tier 2 level depth in the middle, and then at the far end there's a tier 3 depth. And right now this is the tier 3 depth that I'm just finishing up. If I can get this last pillar, yes. See, I'd say that's completely mined out. Now, anywhere else other than the bottom of the world? So if we're going to get to the middle, we have to be real careful and don't go into a nosedive. So we're going to turn off the drill head, maybe, yes. Go down, turn it back on and tilt it upwards. And are we oh no, then we're going plumb vertical, kind of. I think we're evening ourselves out. Cool. We're getting back to the surface. Yes. Okay. Back to where we want to be. I think we're actually doing good on this second attempt at shaving off the top layer and then moving down. Because you just gotta tilt it upward, then go neutral. Because neutral still digs down, but digs down a little bit too much, so you correct it by going up and just keep oscillating between the two of them. Never going straight down. Oh yeah, now we're cooking. Look at us go. Almost got the first little nubbin as you enter the dig site mined out. Oh, let's get this strip. This is so clean. Look at that. Like a pro. But I mean, it's just so satisfying whenever you just get in the flow of it. It's like, we're digging and we're actually not having to fight with falling over. But it does look like the aquifer is peeking through that layer. So we do need to make sure we're staying careful as I'm almost falling down there. No, I don't think we can. Yep, we're going down. Unless, fight it. Are we upside down? You can get up there? Okay, yeah, we're just going to dig it out and it's going to be messy. But we hope that we get lucky and we find it early on before we have to deal with all the wormholes that we're making here. Oh no. No, am I going vertical? Wait, who put that tunnel there? Wait, did I correct it? Oh no, we're just going straight upside down. Oh geez. That works. I guess that means we can try to attack this head on. Oh no, not like that. Not that head on. There we go. Okay, we are going up. Hopefully we find an artifact. I'm riding the line real close. There's a hole to my left, hole to my right, hole above me that I can't see. Another hole to my left. Hold up. Wait, is that an artifact? No. Wait. Am I seeing stuff? Was that just a piece of dirt? I think it was just a piece of dirt. I think we might have done it. Yes, we're back at the surface. And now we can try and be controlled in our descent. instead of just plummeting to the bottom of the world. Just gotta make sure I don't accidentally fall into a slope, because that's the worst thing that can happen. Once you start sloping, you're already lost. Oh, no, go back. We don't want to lose this. No. Get out of there. We're just digging a deeper hole. Okay. Well, we just gotta give in, embrace it, and we actually find the artifact here. Oh. Or we can regain our ground and make our 5th layer. Wait, stop it. I think I just found it. How did that work? No way. Yes, we got it. The goblet's relic. You are the beautiful machine. I will show you this insanity in the morning. So let's add this to our collection and have number 3. Now that it is finally daylight, let's take a look at this madness. To understand it though, we have to look at the map that I probably should have looked at the beginning, where there's 1, 2, and 3 aquifers down at the bottom, which makes sense, hence why it's called Mildew's Aquifer. And all of them were at different levels. So you can see over on the left, there is the first one, then there's a little bit of a peak of the second one down here that's entirely mined out. We did not find anything down here. Proceeding down to the 3rd layer at the very bottom that we dug out entirely and found yet nothing else. As for getting out, yeah, I'm stuck. Back to the beginning. As for the surface, here is what we're looking with. We had kind of a solid attempt digging out this middle plot, found nothing. Dug around the edge, which we actually did quite impressively good. That's a huge chunk mined out. Found a few ore patches that we found in the prospector. A few little nodule tunnels going down to the bottom. And of course, circling around the outside where we were near the ending of it, which is probably where we should have started. But I really couldn't have thought of a better way. That was actually quite fun. And where did we find it? Okay, wait, can I make this gap? I don't think I can. Let's go. No, I cannot. So there's our miner. What I think is funny is the miner appears to be close to our first stretch whenever I just mined straight down. Yeah, this is the tunnel, the huge canyon I did at the beginning. Yeah, because there's the ridge. So I literally just missed it on our first pass through. You gotta be kidding me. I could not have been closer. It was literally right in the edge there. I believe that I can make this go. Yes, I was sick. You know what? I'm going to keep that spot there because I like the fact that we found it. I don't want to disturb the site. It's sacred now. I will need the hydro miner though, so let's unstuck that and send it to the next mine site. Because I don't know about you, but this looks very mined out to me and like there's nothing left to do. Luckily, our next mine site isn't too far away and not that hilly. Not that it really matters though, since we are doing our 3rd method of finding it, being nukes. With the first step being the acquisition of an unhealthy amount of nukes, in this case 69 of them, which we will gladly take, along with a bunch of levers. With those 2 very simple ingredients, the plan is to put the nuke on the ground, locate a lever somehow in this mess of nukes. There we go. Place it on top, scooch myself away as far as possible so I don't get trapped in the crater, because that has happened. Then blow it up, run back, and we should get a sizable hole, hopefully uncovering the artifact, which I hope is the quickest solution to finding them. Since we aren't really destroying an insane amount of terrain, it's more kind of strategic and pinpoint locating where we think it could be. So let's see if it is actually the best in reality. where I think the key is to optimize the blast of the nukes is to try to put it on the edge of where the other one is at, so that this blast radius of this one goes down to where it kind of stopped on the other one. So we should get a semi-flat kind of result. And I guess we'll see if that actually works in theory. And initially, yeah, that doesn't look all too high in the middle. And another thing that we learned from the other mining operation with the hydro miner is that the artifacts seem to be not that far from the surface. So in theory, I don't think I need to dig all the way down to the tier 3 levels of dirt. I think I just need to keep blasting and keep close to the surface. At most, maybe like 1 or 2 nukes deep is the deepest I think we'll have to go. The main time loss is going to be all the nukes are in my way of the levers, but I have just found the mother load of them, so I think that's no longer a concern. I also think is going to be key is like where I decide to detonate the bombs first. Since I already kind of messed it up with blowing a trench that I now have to walk my way around in order to get to the desirable blast locations. But it is still indeed working nicely. You know what? Why am I keeping the hydro truck not on the mine? Like, it could be within the blast radius. I don't think it could get destroyed. But something I am not dealing with is this night. I hate the night cycle in this game. You literally can't see anything. So I'm going to go get a cot to skip the nights. Well, that's not good. The game should not be frozen in the middle of a save. I'm going to wait out and hope it eventually responds. Oh geez. Thank goodness. I have no idea when the last save is, but something definitely seems wrong. The time it's been taking my game to save has only been getting longer, which means the main source of my lag is most likely from my mining area. Are you doing this, Timmy? Of course he isn't. He just works here. Verdict is everything's working as intended. We just have a ton of resources streaming through. I'll give my computer a little bit of a break since I am setting off nukes, which probably aren't the most friendly, so I'll just have the tier 3 running. But that does make me curious. How much are we looking at on this gold? 17.3 million. That's a bit chonky. No, we must stay focused. I can't get distracted with mining again. The bed has been acquired. Probably a little bit too late since it looks like light is coming our way. And hopefully it doesn't take us 2 in-game days to finish this mining operation. Because I really do think that nukes are the best option. Darker than ever back at the dig site, which we can quickly solve. Apparently we weren't that close to the morning. That was actually a decent time skip. We'll move the bed to a safe distance and start nuking again. Unless that's already something peeking out right there. That looks a little bit off, that little white rock. Let me just set off this nuke first, and we can investigate. Wait, skull. We did already find it. Okay, that was no time at all. How? We barely even launched like 6 or so nukes. Okay, nukes are a lot better than the hydro miner. We did not have to dig nearly any of this. I'm extremely impressed. I mean, given we did get lucky and start over here and not blasting the entire thing. It can go on our trailer buried in the nukes. Yeah, we're not getting that back. I am still so impressed by that. I can't believe, like, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 crevices. It took 10 nukes and we found it. Took me hours with the hydro miner at the others plot, which means only one thing. It's time to start our attack on the final boss. Oh geez, this is a massive area, and hilly at that. By far the biggest plot, and considering it does contain 2 of the artifacts. The only conflict that I do have with the nukes is the fact that they are going to horrendously scar the land. And considering I do at one point want to turn this plot into our farmland since it is the biggest plot, that could turn out bad. So let me check one thing real quick to see if we can mend the land after we go crazy with nukes. By going over to our local car dealership And I already bought the upgraded truck. All these are the tier 2. That's not what we're worried about. This hydro roller, slow moving utility vehicle for flattening ground. If you asked me, the ground is not really flat after you launch a nuke. So possibly, if I get this guy, maybe it can flatten the land and fix it. One question is, does it move fast? Oh, whoa, look at that movement speed on the turn radius. Okay, that's a very sharp turn radius. Not very fast, though. I really hope this works. So my theory is, if these nuke indents can be flattened with the roller, whatever damage you'll do at the south plot can be fixed. So if I press F, it raises that. Oh, wait, does it make it move faster? Maybe. Oh, I could have gotten here faster. Anyway, lower the roller. Let's see what kind of jazz it can do. Oh, no. Yeah, that doesn't really fix the issue, does it? Oh, no, that doesn't fix it at all. Let me think of something. I'll tell you what, the roller does do a good job of leveling relatively flat land. Issues just kind of whenever you get the deep divots from the nukes. So it does do as advertised, but you can't really come back from a nuke. What if I do this? The whole squad has pulled up and we are ready to rumble. We will be using all of our resources and being smart. At the last 2 sites, the relics were relatively in the middle of the plots. Here, if I had to guess, there really isn't a good reason to put them in the middle, because if there's 2 of them, why would they be there? I think it's probably under that huge mountain there and this huge mountain that I'm standing on. So we're going to do this in 2 phases. First, we're going to try to find it with the hydro miner. Since it can mine relatively level to the surface and I can have it started facing upwards to not dig into the ground. So I'm going to start just having it directed upwards, because I really don't want to take a nick out of anything that much. Always holding forward so we don't get on a downward trend, because that's kind of the worst thing that could happen. That was a decent first pass. I'm not entirely against that. I think we did a pretty good job there. Before it becomes an issue, let's also refuel this sucker. Conveniently right next to an ocean, so we have an ample supply of water. That is, if we can find our pail in the sea of nukes. I didn't think about that. So let's quickly try to organize them and see if we can find it. Yep, it's gone. It's lost. Doesn't exist anymore. I have given up on it. Good sir, you have a pail, I imagine. Yes. Yes, he does. And now it's mine. Oh, I just came up with a good idea. We're going to do a sick jump. Because we literally just made... Oh, look at that. Just as planned. And after a quick little refill, we should be ready to hydromine again. That looks full to me. I'll just leave the pail there so I don't lose it. Night, stay away. I don't want to deal with the dark again. Don't test me. I got caught and I'm not afraid to use it. Next day, and it's a little bit dark, but we will deal with that. Since at the moment, we can finally begin our mining adventure. Oh no, are we getting tilted sideways? No, bad. We know that you just can't win if you start going sideways. There we go. Now we're talking. Now this is a clean run. Looks like we're going on our last strip and the hill will be gone, which means at least on this side, the artifact was not indeed here. Well, at least at this level. I'm actually pretty impressed with how good I did on this. Not too crazy divots. We didn't end up going sideways. There's a few floaters there, but all in all, not too shabby at all. Come on, we're gonna hit. I just know we are. I know it's gotta be here. I will find you. At some point, I might have to think this hunch is no longer correct. But I got a feeling. It's in my bones. Or is it just in my head? That's very possible also. Ooh, there's some tier 2 dirt, I think. Might be going a little bit too low. Am I off? Could it be deeper? I guess we'll find out. But this is extremely satisfying with how flat I've actually managed to get it. And I am trying my best not to mess it up. Wait. No way. Is that it? I'm hitting something. Yeah. Did we strike it? Ooh, an arrow. Yeah, that is indeed a relic. I knew I wasn't crazy. We can add this to our collection on the other side of this pit. So considering how low that was, that definitely would have taken 2 nukes to get down that deep. So I'm not sure if the mole was faster or not, because I actually do think it was, even though from our other test, the nukes were definitely a clear winner. Now the real question, is my other hunch right? This one was good. Can we back up out of here? Oh, you bet we can. I declare war on the hill. There will be no more hills on this mine plot. Charge! Because yeah, I think we need to kind of have it angled flat and just try and shave it gradually from the top down. This is not necessarily about how fast you get there, it's as long as you can be thorough and check every stone and not leave it unturned. But I do need to dig down. Oh, not that down, not that down. Oh, and this is not flat in the least bit. Oh no, we're starting to tilt. Okay, let's reassess this. Hydrominer definitely was the best use for finding the other one. Nukes would have taken forever. But that hill, nukes are definitely our answer. Is it really turning night already? I thought I told you to stay away. Fine, I won't stay up for 48 hours on end. Well, wait, did you see that? I was apparently standing watching myself sleep. That's mildly concerning. Honestly, who cares when you have nukes? Ah, that's beautiful. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. That should level the terrain a little bit. So divots, I don't see any sign of an artifact. I think we can start cleaning this up with the hydrominer. That's a lot more feasible to run through and just kind of hack down to size. Yeah, look at that tearing that up. Wait, am I stuck on something? Wait, how am I stuck? Am I glitched into the terrain? I can't move. I'm just boring out a circle here. No, I think there's just a high spot underneath of me. Yeah, there's no relic down there. Okay, well, unstuck it is. Oh, I know what's causing the problem. It's these little scrap cubes. I keep catching on those. I just have to go around, pick up the scraps, which literally are just the levers that got incinerated. That looks clean up for my liking. Oh, wait, what? Where did you guys come from? I swear you weren't there. Now we're back in business. And it's actually kind of cool how we got a little bit of a basin going on up here. Scrap, I see you there. Don't you cause any issues. Night, get away from me. I swear, I just slept. Make me get a good sleep schedule. Can't believe this. What? You need water? There you go, little buddy. Drink up. No, don't go vertical. That's the worst thing you could do. I mean, it is effective at the moment. But we're going to stop it there, because as soon as you get doing it too much, you're going to think that that's what we should be doing. I just need to pull it up, and then go neutral, and then we got a flat plane. Sweet. I think we saved it. Now I just need to hold this line, and we'll establish a new flat area. Wait. Oh, I saw sparkly stuff. It's just like a iron ore deposit. Oh no. I meant to make a flat surface, but now I'm just making a corkscrew. Because this is where I started. I'm 1 mole deeper. I can correct this, I think. Or at least until I find the artifact. We just have to be controlled enough until we find the artifact. Then we'll leave this mine site as a waste dump. Oh, some ramp action going on. I don't know how this is working. I'm on a floating piece of dirt. Oh, no, don't fall. No. I don't think I'm in control of this anymore. How'd I get stuck again? Back up the ramp. I just kind of want to trim up this area. Get rid of the hanging platforms a little bit. This half of the tunnel is getting a little bit out of control. Quite a bit higher than the other. So let's try and correct that with some Don't you tell me it's turning night on me, I swear. If I look up and the moon is out. Honestly, I refuse to look up because I know it's going to be night. And at this point, I feel like it shouldn't be. Just let a man dig. Dig in a hole. What did I tell you about coming out? I refuse to believe you exist. Go away. And there I am again, watching myself sleep. And that's a sizable pit. I'm getting a little bit skeptical that was over here. But we mine on and we pretend like a vague assumption was right. Hold up, wait a second. I see slightly grayer dirt. So that means we're nearing tier 2. And that is literally where we found the other artifact. Wait. No. Is that it? Am I caught on it? I was right. We got a huge hole, but it was there and kind of on the edge. We found it. The 6th stone of our gauntlet. Oh, and I don't think there's a way out. Yes, this is the gray dirt I was talking about. So apparently it's at the very bottom of the top layer of dirt, or at the top of the second layer of dirt. If I unstuck, do I lose this? I do not. Sweet. We found them all. Artifact. We must bring these to the museum. The said museum is right here near our starting area. That's just right back there. As I stumbled upon him, there's a dude, should be to our right. He's just kind of fat chilling here, telling me that there's relics under the dirt. Believe me, sir, I know. I've been spending a lot of time on them, which apparently there's only 4 pedestals, so that's a little disheartening. I didn't even need to find all 6. Well, there's 1. We just found that. The broken sword. Telescope. Skull. There's 4, so I at least have the 4. Nukes, are you gonna cause a problem here? I think they are. Okay, move the nukes to the back of the bus. Last one. Hey, there's our bucket. Found it. Along with our 5th artifact. Yeah, that's 5. Oh, is it literally trapped? I know we found 6. Right, so there's my shovel. That's not an artifact. Helmet, not an artifact. It's not back in that corner. Pail, is it inside you? It is not. Pickaxe. Is it literally stuck there? Behind all those levers? I swear, if it's under these levers, wait, how many levers are in this one? What? The infinite lever glitch? Oh. And it wasn't even there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm missing the arrow. I know I put the arrow in here. The arrow is a small one. Oh no, did I misplace it somewhere? I know I put it in here. I'm gonna go back and see if I left it on the ground. Ooh, I might be able to show you the glitch. So if I were to hit unstuck right here, I should go to town? Yes. See, I finally got to work. Last video, it was not working. I thought I was crazy. That could still very well be the fact, but not for that reason. So when I got the arrow, was my truck parked over here or over by the river / ocean? I think it was over by the ocean. If I were an arrow, would I be in the pail? I would be on the ground apparently. Why are you on the ground? The mole was faster or not, because I actually do think it was, even though from our other test, you should not be there. Is it going to stay on the truck? Yeah, it does. That's weird. Good thing we knew vaguely where it was at. Can I get the unstuck to work twice in a row? No! Oh, I was glitched on top of the item. Well, I'll take that as a win. We are back and more ready than ever to turn in these artifacts. Arrow, you are definitely going to pedestal. You caused me almost the most headache. The cross is definitely going up there as well. We earned that one. It deserves a spot in the Hall of Fame. Right there you go. Now as for the other 2 spots, telescope was our first. This one was extremely easy. I like that guy. He's my pal now. I think this was the first one I found. Broken sword was the second. Ah, yes, and then Chalice was the one that took forever to find. So yes, Chalice definitely goes. All the ones that were a pain, they can get out of my sight. Somebody else can have them. Honestly, the two that I like the most. Skull, you're extremely easy. This one I found first and learned there actually were relics. So I'm keeping those. They can pal around with me. Sword, here you go. Hey, use the relics to find the secrets of the cave. Oh. What are the secrets? A treasure chest? Bruh, did you know this was here? I'm guessing that I can just sell this? Let's see how much this is worth. Oh, jewelry store clerk, I have some treasure. 68,000, that's the best you can do? You're gonna pay multi-millions worth of coins for a ridiculously heavy sword. But for literal treasure that was hidden for centuries, 68,000. This is not the time, sir. I do not care about your quest. Nah, I'm just gonna keep this. I don't need your charity. Sir. No, I will not take your quest. You're a bit too pushy. So anyway, if he just kind of skedaddles and learns that I don't want to do his quest, we have successfully became archaeologists by using nukes. And I guess next time we will try to set up a farm here, even though we are left with a horrendously big hole on not just one side, but a horrendously big trench on the other. So I don't know how many farms you've seen, but all the ones I've looked at don't have trenches. But that's a problem for next time. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. But that has made me curious, how many resources have we collected in the time it took me to get all those artifacts? Because that's been running the whole time, and I imagine it's a lot. Because in theory, if we were going to make the most expensive sword, we take our claudium, gold, and iron, make it into one sword, increase its cost by 30%. We are at 39.9 million. So an additional 30% would bring us to 51.9 million. And if we sold that on the stock market, the most I've seen is 10%, which would bring it to 57 million. My goal is honestly to get this up to 100 million, so I'll see if in the time it takes me to build the farm will get us the rest of the way there. And I guess you'll have to stay tuned to find out. Catch you all next time.